Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante now with more Bitcoin. It's a great way to support the show right there. You can donate Bitcoin to the show. There's also ways to support our show here. Venmo, Rockfin, Patreon, GrahamElwood.com. You can go there. We have a P.O. box. Some of you like to stay off the grid. So a pro athlete, a baseball player, I'm going to get into the story in a second, but it looks like he's been caught for gambling on baseball and he's about to get a lifetime ban. So why am I bringing up baseball on like a political show? Because, and I'm going to show you in a second, athletes are not allowed to gamble. Pro athletes are not allowed to gamble on sports, mainly the sports they play, because they could influence the outcome. Why are they given lifetime bans, but people in Congress do this every day? Isn't this interesting? We're going to get to that question in a second. Major League Baseball under investigation for betting faces lifetime ban. So this lifetime ban started in the 1919, the Black Sox scandal, right? Shoeless Joe Jackson. There was a movie that was done with John Cusack and a couple other actors. So according to multiple reports Monday, San Diego Padres utility player Tucupita Marcano is being investigated by Major League Baseball for violating the sports gambling policy, and he faces the possibility of a lifetime ban. According to the initial report in the Wall Street Journal, Marcano has been accused of betting on games involving the Pittsburgh Pirates last season while he was on the injured list for that team. Marcano is currently on the Padres injured list while recovering from a knee surgery. In parts of 3 major league seasons with the Padres and Pirates from 2021 to 2023, Marcano has played 149 games and he hit .217 with 5 home runs and 34 RBIs. He has seen time at 5 different positions and stolen 7 bases in his career. The Pirates placed Marcano on waivers after last season. He was claimed by the Padres. The history of baseball gambling-related controversies dates to the earliest 20th century, when it was common for players to wager on games with bookmakers outside of the ballpark. The American and National League attempted to crack down on the practice under the Kennesaw Mountain Landis, the former federal judge who was appointed baseball's first commissioner in 1920. Among Landis' first acts, banning 8 members of the 1919 Chicago White Sox team who were accused of throwing last year's World Series to the Cincinnati Reds. The so-called Black Sox scandal cast a pall over the sport and sent a warning to future players who sought to profit off their own performance through side bets. Do it again and you're out. These are the guys that have all been suspended. Brooklyn Dodgers Leo DeRocher, 1970 Detroit Tigers Denny McClain for gambling ties. Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle were later banned from baseball for earning money from Atlantic City casinos and jobs that essentially amounted to greeter. The bans were later revoked. The most famous player banned under baseball's policy is Pete Rose, the game's all-time hits leader, who remains under a lifetime ban. At the age of 83, Rose was the manager of the Reds. When he was accused of wagering on major league games, he only confessed to the crime more than a decade later. Rose has appealed for reinstatement on multiple occasions, but has been denied each time. So why is this significant? Because we care more about the integrity of baseball than we do about Congress. Yeah, it's wide. People in Congress and the Senate can do insider trading and benefit from it. This is from Business Insider. 78 members of Congress have violated a law designed to prevent insider trading and stop conflicts of interest. The Federal Stock Act, but it's not enforced, and they circumvent it all the time. Their excesses range from oversights to clerical errors to inattentive accountants. Yeah. Congress considered banning lawmakers from trading individual stocks, but Democratic leaders never acted on the legislation. Well, that's weird. Why did they never act on it? Because Nancy Pelosi is worth over $100-some million. Her and her husband are worth over $100 million because they have benefited. But everyone in Congress does this. Republican, Democrat, they're all filthy criminals. And they're allowed to do this. And insider trading in Congress and the Senate actually affects our daily lives. Guys cheating on baseball, I'm glad that rule is there for pro sports in general in baseball, because I don't want to watch games that I know are rigged, or guys are throwing games or taking a dive or shaving points. I want to, but that doesn't really affect my life, right? It's a bummer. It's disappointing. Elected politicians who are passing laws on companies that they already buy stock in, that's what they do. There's some law on the books. They go buy stock in that company or that, that sector. They pass a law that benefits that company or that sector, and hey, their stocks go up. And everybody in Congress and the Senate does this, and none of them get arrested, kicked out, lifetime bans. Is what Pete Rose did worse than what these people in Congress do? No. I think Pete Rose deserves a lifetime ban because he bet on games where he could impact the influencer, or he has insider information, right? Or he could just pull a pitcher a little early and make sure that this, that's what happens. In basketball, it's very easy. You get the leading scorer, and they're playing some bad team, and they've got, like, let's say they got a 15-point spread or something like that. Then it's just win the game, but not by more than 15 points. So the leading scorer throws up bad shots. The other team comes back a little bit. They still win, but they didn't cover the spread, and gamblers win, right? But politicians doing this is actually, it can make all of our lives worse, right? Congress passed a law a decade ago to combat insider trading and conflicts of interest among their own members, and forced lawmakers to be more transparent about their personal financial dealings. A key provision of the law mandates that lawmakers publicly and quickly disclose any stock trade made by themselves, a spouse, or a dependent child. But many members of Congress have not fully complied with the law. Well, that's weird. I'm sure they all just got busy. They offer excuses, including ignorance of the law. Right. Lawmakers don't know the law. That sounds reasonable. Clerical errors. Oh, I was busy cashing checks, profiting off of laws that I passed. I didn't know that there was a law saying I couldn't do it. And mistakes. Oh, the accountant did it wrong. Oh, I'm just a bumbling public servant. They're acting like they're just some dummy at the DMV that filed the wrong paperwork, and that's why your license plates are expired. Oh, got it. Insider has chronicled this widespread nature of the phenomenon in Conflicted Congress that came out in December 2021. While lawmakers who violate the Stock Act face a fine, the penalty is usually small, $200. So if you cheat in baseball or some sport, you're banned for life. If you make 6, 7, 8-figure or even 9-figure profits, you pay a $200 fine. Let me tell you something. If I was in Congress, I would do insider trading left, right, and center, and I'd say, yeah, I'm just paying this fine. That's what I would do. $200? Oh, I just made $500,000 off of this insider trading thing. Yeah, I'll pay your $200 fine. Give me a break. Ethics watchdogs, even some members of Congress, have called for stricter penalties and even a ban on federal lawmakers from trading individual stocks. I'm all for that, and put them in prison. Capitol Hill lawmakers seriously debated such a ban, with a vote on a consensus bill seemingly imminent. Yeah, that was January 2023. That bill didn't pass, by the way. A Republican-controlled House and Democratic-controlled Senate would need to work together to be, they're not going to do that because they all profit. Feinstein was months late disclosing a 5-figure investment her husband made into a private youth-focused polling company. Oh, weird. Tommy Tuberville, a Republican from Alabama, was weeks or months late for disclosing nearly 130 separate stock trades. Oh, I'm sure he was just busy. Roger Marshall, a Republican from Kansas, was up to 17 months late disclosing stock trades for one of his dependent children. Oh, you know how kids are. Hickenlooper, a Democrat from Colorado, was months and in 2 cases more than a year late in disclosing 5 separate stock trades for his wife that taken together are worth between $565,000 and $1.3 million. Then in June, Hickenlooper failed to disclose purchases of varying classes of stock from his wife. Rand Paul, Republican from Kentucky, was 16 months late on disclosing that his wife bought stock in a biopharmaceutical company that manufactures antiviral COVID-19 treatment. Sheldon Whitehouse, a Democrat from Rhode Island, was a couple days late disclosing that purchases of Target Corporation and Tesla. Oh, weird. Yeah. Rick Scott, Republican from Florida. Scott was reported that he and his wife sold up to $450,000 in stock in the Amita Corporation in September 21, months after federal reporting deadline. Oh, we missed it. Look at that. They're just on down the line. These people are all filthy corrupt. They're filthy corrupt. So in America, we care more about the integrity of baseball than elected politicians. Is why I do not vote for anybody in these two filthy, corrupt parties. They're all degenerate criminals. And then they play dumb. Oh, I forgot to file the form. Oh, I know. Every time you make $500,000 in stock sales, you just forgot to report it. I was going to put a stamp on it, but I ran out of stamps. And then my assistant came, and my coffee spilled on, and I got messed. I didn't know. Oh, darn it. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. And stack sats. Buy Bitcoin and hodl. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom.